Hello, everyone, and welcome to the HHW Show podcast, the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show. And we're tuning in because we are on the road to the Survivor Series. But before we even talk about Survivor Series, we're going to recap on the Crown Jewels just a little bit, freshen up on what happened on Raw. And, we're going to start picking out some, I don't know, like some storylines that we need to like get involved and dissect everything because we need some good sense of understanding as to where we're going with this. And like I said before, on the road to the Survivor Series. And I ended last week's show, Hector, with The Miz, right? And it was the takeaway and everything else about you when you play with fire, man, sooner or later they're gonna get you, right? And I think the Miz got what was coming.
Yeah, I think so too. The
And,
past seems to be haunting him.
mm-hmm, definitely. And I tell you what, the Final Testament still want their hands on the Wyatt Six because the fact that some of their dudes got beat up, right?
Yeah,
So when you came to my turf, you messing with me. Now we're gonna want you. We're gonna find you. And then they put pressure on the Miz, which again, the Miz would thought that the White Six are after the Final Testament, but in reality is they were only looking for the Miz and anybody that got in the way, they got coming,
yep,
right? And correct me if I'm wrong, sometimes, and let me tell you this, when you are a target, and sadly to say, this because I don't know if one of our listeners may be affected to this, but in real life, we always have these shootings and stuff like that, right? And if they're targeting one person, there's always that innocent bystander that gets in the way and they become the victim,
yeah,
right? Or the casualty.
yeah,
I feel like this is a scenario where the Wyatt Six were after the Miz, and it just happened that the Final Testament were trying to twist things around with the Miz to separate with our truth, and then all of a sudden, the Miz finds himself in the middle of everything.
yeah.
Everything's involving the Miz. He always wanted to be the center of attention. Now he finds himself center of attention with the Wyatt Six and the Final Destination. Or the Final Testament, excuse me.
It is a
Good
final
Lord.
destination for the Miz. It sure is. You're right. He puts himself in the center of attention for all the wrong reasons, and he just doesn't know how to, you know, keep his mouth quiet sometimes. I mean, and two, it seemed like his past caught up to him. You know, sometimes in life it just seems like, how can you move forward if you don't fix what happened in the past? Some people figure, well, it's behind me. Let bygones be bygones. But sometimes you have to fix what's behind you in order to move forward. And the Miz seems to let that fly right over his head and forgot what he did to Bo Dallas.
Yeah. I mean, they went way back. Like, I even forgot until I saw the replay of it. I'm like, oh, yeah. I do remember against the B team.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's sad. I will say sad. It's just sooner or later it's gonna haunt you, just like P Diddy in real life. All your past is not coming to the present. It's gonna bite you in the ass with a lot of what body oil. Got a whole case in the back if you need some oil, some lubricant.
But what's this really? I don't know. We're getting off subject here, but is it really more about the Miz or about Bo Dallas?
I think it's more about anyone that's done harm to the Wyatt Six. And of course, it's Bo Dallas. Just like his brother, rest in peace, right? He was doing the same thing, right? And now he's picking up the pieces. Now it's all about him. every person in the W that did him wrong are getting the taste of their medicine. Payback's a bitch. That's karma, and it's gonna happen. And you start off with the Miz. That's it. The introduction is not over. Now the Y6 is in business. However, how long will they be in business? Because of the fact that the Final Testament are looking for them.
They can look all they want. They're not going to have to look too far because they're right where they want to be found. The Final Testament, they're a beast in themselves, but I'm sorry, man. This YS6 is on a whole new level. So the Final Testament doesn't know what they're asking for, trying to pick a fight with this bunch of hooligans.
Well, you got two big groups right there that they should be in Hell in a Cell. That's a match right there waiting to happen, right? And imagine those two groups in the Survivor Series, War Games. That'll be kind of unique, honestly. But more on that later because I feel like the Bloodline and all of its relatives could be headlining the Survivor Series. And the biggest question right now is what is up with Roman Reigns? How did he get pinned? And of all people, he got pinned by Solo Sikoa in the middle ring. And I'm sorry, in the middle of the ring. I'm as shocked as you. What does this mean?
We just might be seeing a whole different Roman Reigns now, a more vulnerable Roman Reigns. I think there's too much distractions with the OTC right now and the Usos. There's just too much. There's unfinished business that has to be resolved before they can even collaborate as a team, as a functioning family. I mean, Solo, he's got a bunch of wild animals running loose outside the cage, but at least they're a cohesive unit. Roman's just getting back, trying to get everything back what he lost, and he's got to fix what he's got in front of him before he can move on and even think about Solo. I think they were distracted, with the fact that there's still animosity within that family part.
So let me ask you this. Well, it's not an ask, but agree with me or not, but sometimes just because the first time it happened that way, this doesn't mean the second time is going to be charming. It's not going to go, it's not going to go as smooth as the first time because we knew what we were getting. So it was like the presidential election. We're going to get back President Trump for the second time. You know what I mean? Is it going to be like the first time? Or is it going to be some improvement? Or is it going to be harder? And thank you for joining us, Frank.
Right on cue.
Remember on cue, right?
Right on cue.
Who last night was pretty much outnumbered by two other of his co-hosts on political matters. But we're not going to go there. However, for Roman Reigns getting pinned, I feel like that's a symbol that he went rock bottom. And I'm not trying to say The Rock, which is, again, is part of the story, right? It's part of whatever it is that's going to happen. Something's got to give. The Rock got to come out. But at the same time, there's one more person that's not in the picture. And that is his wise man. All his problems were solved with his wise man. He's trying to do things on his own and he can't think straight. Why? Because he had his wise man. Is it now time for Paul Heyman to return?
Abso-freaking-lutely. I think that is the key to Roman Reigns is his wise man. He came up with the wise man.
He returned during COVID with the wise man. Absolutely.
Right. So now, correct. And now that he's not with the wise man and his family is kind of in shambles, all right. So I think it's time to bring the wise man back.
Not only that, but I'm also going to go back to even the stories when they first created with just Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. Jey Uso was his right hand man.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to be next in line to be the tribal chief. Little brother got in the way. Could it be that the end of the story will be Jey Uso, the newest tribal chief?
No, I don't
He
think
did
so.
things on his own to win the Intercontinental Championship, and he was successful. He got distracted because of his brother, right? If it
Right.
wasn't for that, he would still be the Intercontinental Champion. But he did things just like Roman Reigns did on his own to win the World Championships. He showed everybody how it's done. It wasn't until later that he was using the Usos to make sure that he maintained the championship belts. I'm just saying that's on the outlook here. In the near term, I feel like, yeah, Paul Heyman should be the guy to try to bring it back for him.
He's gonna
Bring him
have to.
back.
He's gonna have
Huh?
to. He's gonna have to help reconcile this whole situation.
I think he's the man. Look, and then on top of that, we will expect to see Sami Zayn return to SmackDown to address Roman Reigns. It's gonna happen. But at what expense?
I feel like Roman really has to truly humble himself. If not, he's going to continue hitting rock bottom until you're going to have to. He's going to have to continue hitting rock bottom before he actually sees that mountaintop again of success, of relevancy, the island of relevancy again. You know, and this was the first step of hitting rock bottom by taking 3 Samoan spikes to the throat and getting pinned. It's something that we have not seen in three years of his reign, being pinned that fast. I mean,
All right.
I don't feel sorry for him. I think that is well deserving. He
Well,
needs to punish
yeah, you're
himself.
right. And I think he has to be punished. You're the Bible man, Hector.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you did so much for so many years. Now you're looking at things on the other side. Now you're receiving all the punishments and all the abuse you did. Like I said, it's karma. Matter of fact, this episode should be called Karma because we talked about the Miz and everything that he's done. Now we're looking at Roman Reigns. I think he's getting a taste of everything that he did to his opponents. Now he's getting it to himself. So really, everything is his doing.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. And I mean, I can go somewhere with that, you know, but
Let's go somewhere. Let's
it,
go.
it's true. I mean, when you live a life, a certain way of life, okay, of success, fame, fortune, you know, popularity, you're on top of the world. But now all of a sudden you notice that's not really getting you anywhere. You want to change your life for the better. You want to start doing things the right way in life. That's when life starts hitting you harder. Now we're going to see if you can really persevere without that fame, without that fortune, without that popularity, without all that made you who you was. Can you do it without it? And when you hit those moments of adversity, that's what's going to show how strong you really are. It's going to either make you or break you. And I think that's what's happening to Roman Reigns. This adversity that he's starting to face, starting with the pin at Crown Jewel, is going to see if he's really strong enough to come back even more stronger as a true OTC than he was as, you know, as the head of the table.
All right. Loving it. Kind of quiet there, Frank.
Very. I'm just taking it all in and trying to
Are you gonna-
analyze what Hector's saying. But
That you agree with everything he just said.
No.
I am not going to say that because that's what you're expecting me to say. You're expecting me to say
You're gonna play a political saying that. In other words, yeah, I agree with what he said. All right, good job. Let's go ahead and move on to the next topic here. I put down the Women's Tag Team Championship Dream Match for a reason, and I'm gonna get to that Dream Match shortly. But Belair and Cargill, they won the Fatal 4-Way match over there at Crown Jewel, and I think they're flirting with a certain two superstars that might be up for a challenge. And a lot of people are trying to push Last Legend and Jakara Jackson to the main roster. But I think that that's not the picture because they're not going to take away those tag team titles. It's not happening.
Yeah,
Okay.
but they're pretty bad bees.
Yeah, but there's two other superstars that they're better and with more experience. And that dream match for the tag team championship is no other than Naomi and
Bailey.
Bailey. That's right. I feel like that's the hit right there.
I could see that.
It has to be. Because here's the scenario. For Legend and Jackson to even come in there, listen, they're going to make a lot of noise, and maybe soon they will be champions, right? But what will be a better storyline than the four ladies get together, and yet Bianca Belair is still going to, like, show hatred towards Bailey to where Naomi is be like, all right, enough's enough. And then they're going to have an argument. Then Jake Hargill is going to be like, yo, you can't even do that to my girl. And then all of a sudden, now we got all four chicks going after each other. All right. And that's going to develop into a 2-on-2, and where finally those belts will be taken away. That's my side. What's your version?
I would rather see a legit tag team take the belts away from them. You know, we keep on putting two people together to build a tag team on a regular basis, and then they win the championship.
But
why
here's
not have a legit tag team? Like, I don't remember the name of them, but the ones from NXT, the ones that you were just talking about, they
right,
seem
Last
to be
Legend and Jakara Jackson.
Right, they seem to be a legit tag team. Why not give them the opportunity? And I'll tell you something. What I saw, you know, on the live event, I was like, oh God, this is pretty awesome. I liked what I saw. And I ain't talking about any of this or any of that, just regular.
No, of course not.
Because you can't see anything anyways, because they're in Saudi Arabia anyways. So they're covered from head to toe. So
I know that song. Lisa and the Coat Jam. Absolutely, man. You on fire over there? What you drinking over there? Got some Kool-Aid going on over there. All right.
Yeah, they kind of made me a drink.
Trying or doing
why
it.
I was late.
Yeah, but anyways, I get you. I think they're the Metal Four. Is that what it is? They're part of the Metal Four.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, they look great. You're absolutely right, Frank. I agree with you 100%. But you know, to be the champion, you got to beat the champion, right? Not to sound like Ric Flair, but I don't think they're ready yet. Because you might do your thing in NXT, but it's a different animal in the main roster. You know what I mean? So that's like saying a college player moving up to the big leagues in NFL. They're not going to start sharp right away. Then again, there's only one particular person that is on a different driving seat. But hey, that's another topic there. But more to follow on that, because another driving seat is that we're going to see another rematch between Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed. I mean, Reed is still like, he's a sore loser, man. Like, you're going to go ahead and have an opportunity to chase and be the number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. Yeah, he got eliminated. So what? But all of a sudden now you want to take your attitude with Seth Rollins, man. I mean, come on. You still can't get over the loss. And I got a feeling that these two are going to raise the bar. So with all that going on, I do believe it's going to be in Survivor Series. But what type of match could they both be in?
A cage match.
A stipulation, huh?
Has to be some type of cage, whether it's Hell in a Cell, it won't be a Hell in a Cell match because they already have too much stuff going on for Survivor Series.
Right.
So it has to be, will be a cage match.
A stretcher match.
Oh, a stretcher match. All right. I like that. Matter of fact, ain't that what they both been getting up? Well, not both, but Seth Rollins been stretched off. So that'll be a brilliant idea. Get the ambulance involved. Put him in the
Why
ambulance.
not?
Yeah.
How about that?
Ambulance match. Yep.
Yeah, I like that. What happened? I don't know, but that'd be a great fit. But Rollins and Reed, their history, their stuff is like is a pause again for Seth Rollins because he's wanting that gold back. But every time he's get back in there, there's always somebody in his way. Right?
But does he really need the gold?
What's there left to do in the on Raw though? Be honest. What's left to do?
Not a whole
Remember,
lot, but
he started it. He still wants it. So why not? But you know what other superstar is trying to chase it that I'm just dumbfounded it hasn't happened yet? It's no other than Tiffany Stratton. When is she going to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase?
who knows?
It's looking like she's going to cash in on Nia Jax.
Yeah, she would.
When though?
When enough is enough. When the breaking point for her. Everybody has that breaking point in life. Hers is just taking longer than normal.
Man,
I agree. With
I
Hector.
thought she had already been done knowing that SmackDown was moved to Channel USA, but that didn't happen. Crown Jewel would have been a perfect match to cash on either chicks. That didn't happen. I'm like,
It's
come
going
on.
to take one good slap to the face or a choke or whatever to get slapped, for her to knock her upside the head with that briefcase, and then tell the referee to bring a ref down to the ring, and that's what she's got to do. It don't have to be a sanctioned match.
No.
Just knock her upside the head and get a referee in his ring.
Yeah, talking about knocking Sav at the head. That's what happened with Owens and Randy Orton. Look at that.
The Chihuahua, boy, these two, boy.
Yeah.
And then Adam Pearce gets casualty of war.
Yep.
What the heck?
He got knocked the fuck out.
See, Frank, if you would have called that, I would have gave you an extra point for that.
Look at that. Talking about victorious. I'm the champ, baby.
You know what? Here, I'm just doing it. That's it.
Nice try.
What did you think about?
I know you was disappointed, Frank. But you're the data man. You're supposed to know these things.
It's all good, man. No.
Yeah.
I only had a 25% chance to win.
See how you calculated that? That was a lie. It's a 1/3 of a chance.
Yeah, I was
God,
going to say,
there's 3 people, man.
where's the fourth
I
person?
just threw a number out there.
Yeah.
Hey, no, there's little Jimmy right there. That's what it is.
Little Jimmy.
That's what it is, little Jimmy.
Little Jimmy.
Frank. There go little Jimmy.
There we go.
Oh, the
There
poor
we go.
Dolphins.
Oh.
Oof.
LA Knight defends the United States Championship. It was successful, but is it over with Andrade and Carmelo Hayes to try to chase for the belt, or will Andrade and Hayes be able to finish their 7th match? What do y'all think?
Let's see it. Let's see the seventh
I
match.
don't even care about these two clowns at this point.
It's a Cesaro Sheamus
It's
thing
too
all
much.
over.
Yeah,
again.
it is. It's history is repeating itself again.
Yeah.
Two different characters.
Well, history continues for Cody Rhodes as he made history to be the first Crown Jewel champion in WWE history. Come to find out that it got to be like the vote from the people in Saudi Arabia to choose their champion. They saw probably more of Cody than Gunther. However, on Monday Night Raw, I felt like it was a different perspective for Gunther. Do you guys notice the change of behavior?
Yeah,
Yeah,
big time.
he got humbled.
Yeah. Very. And then he was talking to what's his name, Ludwig, and I think Ludwig kind of was and shot like, yo, what happened to the sarcasm and everything else? So there's almost a change of character on Gunther's part. And I'm just curious to see which direction by losing to Cody Rhodes, Do you think that will affect him when he defends his title against Damian Priest?
Not at all.
No, I don't think so.
He lost to a champion.
Say again?
He lost to a champion.
Yeah, but a loss is a loss. And
You're right.
especially when it comes to Gunther, like, it's almost like, well, why am I still champion? I already lost to a champ. I'm supposed to be the best champion of WWE. Now I feel like I'm second. You know,
Well,
like
he's
he's not
technically
not
is.
pleased. Huh?
Because he is second now.
But
It's
I
always
mean,
been second, but I'm just
yeah,
saying.
and that's what I was gonna say. You always alluded to the title, which is number one, which is number two. So they just did it, I think, in that fashion. Since Cody's holding the main titles, they made him the champion.
And I was right, and I kept telling y'all that, and y'all didn't want to believe me. And I said that those belts are greater than that because that's a brand new belt. I'm
But
just saying.
I still think that's gonna build Gunther up to where he's not gonna lose anytime soon now after this. So poor Damian Priest, he's just gonna get the brunt end of this beat down. Gunther's not losing.
I don't. If Gunther doesn't lose, it's just more baggage for Damian Priest because Judgment Day is not going to leave him alone. They're not. They're not going to leave him alone.
Okay, I'll throw a wild card in there.
Go ahead.
If they don't leave him alone, why not Gunther side with him to help him get rid of
side with who?
With Damian Priest, just to get rid of the Judgment Day.
I don't see that happening.
He had face to face with Judgment Day. Imperium had face to face with Judgment Day.
Yeah, that's when they had Imperium, but there is no more Imperium.
He is the Imperium.
Okay, give me a third member then.
Just need them to end the title. That's all they need against Judgment Day. A lot of chops.
How long would Ludwig be a sidekick of Gunther if he's not chasing any belts?
I think Ludwig is getting tired of being a sidekick.
He's going to want a shot at that title.
And that's the thing, is like the change of behavior of Gunther because of his loss. Now, like, it confused Ludwig, right? He's the aggressive, right? And I feel like, again, there's always a chain reaction. We saw with the New Day. We saw with all these people that hang out together for so long, they got to separate one another. And I got a feeling that no one's talking about it yet, but why not them? I said that a while back ago. Y'all laughed at me, right? I feel like it's in the verge of going that direction.
We're flirting with too many breakups, and we're not getting a breakup yet anywhere. We're seeing so much of it. When is it going to happen? They're going to wait till Survivor Series to just let the gauntlet down on every fan, and everybody's just going to break up with each other? Then,
yeah, everybody getting divorced. Everybody. You know who's not breaking up? The White Six in the Final Testament. They're always going to be together.
Definitely,
no matter how many times they lose.
The Final Testament, maybe eventually.
Nah, hell no, no. You know, the only way they break up is WWE released them, like they released Baron Corbin.
I saw that. But almost is still on the fucking roster, right?
Yeah, how about that? Man, he might get cut soon. Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Who understands this?
Yeah. I do understand that Liv Morgan is the new Crown Jewel champion.
Yeah.
And now her number one opponent is Io Sky, a former world champion. I'm liking this. I'm liking this angle. I'm kind of feeling that Liv Morgan may be suspect. You think not? Why not?
Because I just don't think it's going to happen. Not with Io Sky. I think it's going to be Rhea Ripley to take that title eventually again.
But Rhea Ripley's not going to be able to get a hand on that title anymore. They moved on already. Rhea Ripley's out of the net right now. For now, but what not that she'll come right to back. Distract Liv Morgan and allow Io Sky to win it.
She could do that. I mean, you can't never take that title away from her at Crown Jewel, so she's gonna still walk around with that big old Super Bowl ring she got on her finger. So I mean, that'd be a good angle right there. So now you take the title off her, let Io Sky walk around with it for a while, and now these two could feud it out without no belt involved. I mean, that'd be a good thing, because it ain't gonna be Stratton coming in the Raw. Stratton got that belt locked down on SmackDown. You see, there's a lot of changing of the guards that we're waiting to see. We're waiting for Tiffany to finally go heel to the fan favorite. We're waiting for Xavier Woods to just flip the script on Kofi Kingston.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're probably waiting for Gunther to flip on Kaiser or Kaiser to flip on Gunther. I'm telling you, you're right. There's a lot of soap opera divorces fixing to happen here. It's just that the divorce papers are already in the works. We just need the signatures.
There's no
They
signature.
just didn't pay their debt to the lawyer yet.
No, actually, you could pay that afterwards.
Oh yeah, the payment plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody
You
with
gotta pay the
experience
plan.
knows that.
I got a lot of experience.
Oh Lordy.
I'm not sure if I finished paying off my divorce or my wedding first. Go figure.
Oh God.
Play.
Damn.
Bro, take another drink, man. Good Lord.
I can't.
Yeah.
I have to order another drink.
Oh man. See?
DoorDash.
You know what the problem is?
you're
I'm
not-
off for work tomorrow, so
DoorDash?
DoorDash. No, I'll just tell them downstairs to make me.
I'm waiting for that door to open back there.
You ordered a drink and open back there.
You ordered a drink.
All right, that's a straight up DoorDash.
That would be funny.
Oh man, there we go. Man. Hey, listen, a lot of things happen on Raw, and I'm just interested to see. And I've noticed, maybe I didn't catch up with it, but I am digging this 2-hour show on Raw. I really am. You know, you don't have to always see the repeated, oh, this is what happened at the top of the hour all the time and everything else. And I feel like it's a break for the storylines. It's still fresh. You know what I mean? Not the every week type stuff over and over again. I'm liking how the superstars every other week are making promos, then trying to force them in the ring and start talking more and more and more. You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's helping the ratings or not. I'm just liking it, but I'm just curious to see how that will transition onto Netflix in January. Is it more storyline driven with more acting, or is it just straight up what we normally watch? I'm just curious.
Is there going to be commercials on Netflix?
There is no commercials on Netflix.
Exactly.
You're a subscriber. Why would it? Might be just like a premium live event. Actually, on Peacock, if you're not a subscriber and you get it for free, then you have regular commercials. But if you're subscribed to Peacock, you don't get the commercials. You get the behind the scenes.
Peacock has two versions.
That's what I just said.
No, you said a free version.
No, well, yeah, because if you're over here in Connecticut, if you're Xfinity customer, it comes with Peacock already.
Right, and it comes with the top one, right? The good one. No commercials.
No, they get commercials.
You know, that's crazy because the Infinity package out here for Peacock, it's no commercials.
Yeah, so I have Xfinity,
so
internet and stuff like that, and I could watch Peacock. However, I'm like, yo, I need to subscribe this, because when they were mentioning about, like if you're not a subscriber or something, then you got all ads started popping. I'm like,
you get commercials. You get commercials.
Yeah, I don't want that crap.
Hell no. I don't care. I go ahead. And I have mine with the commercials.
Yeah, with commercials.
Yeah. Huh?
You have it with commercials?
Yeah.
I gotta have the whole package, man.
I
stream with a lot of shows anyways, so you know, not just WWE. I watch a lot more of it. But anyways, but I'm curious to see how it turns out to be on Netflix, because and the fact that we will be able to replay it. That's brilliant.
That would be good. Yeah, because right now you can't replay WWE anywhere.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you're right.
You can.
Unless, do they still do Hulu?
Nope.
I
They do
got-
Hulu only on like a live.
yeah, and if you record it, then you can go back and watch it.
Ah,
But I don't like if I
right.
miss
Just
out
like
on
YouTube TV. That's what I have.
right. If I miss out on SmackDown on Friday, done.
Yeah, it's done. Better
You
go
know,
on
same
the
thing with Raw. I mean,
You know, I'm done. I'm glad baseball season's over because sometimes when they force baseball on a Friday night over here, then I'm missing out on SmackDown. Then they switch it to FS1, or I remember a few times they wouldn't even publish. I'm like, what happened on SmackDown? And then I have to like read about it. But it is what it
Yeah.
is. But
and
yeah,
on Fridays I normally miss SmackDown.
you don't miss SmackDown.
I do
You
a
do.
lot. Yeah.
Oh, because of football games. Yeah, Friday nights, baby.
Friday
Yes,
Night Lights.
sir. Yes, sir. You gotta have it. So,
Yeah.
but hey, we are approximately, let me see, 1, 2, 3 more weeks away for Survivor Series.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Bloodline.
We got the bloodline. We're gonna have Bronson Reed versus Seth Rollins. We're gonna have probably Damian Priest versus Gunther. Who is Cody Rhodes going to challenge?
Randy Orton.
Hell no.
I don't know. I'm just throwing a name out there. I don't think there's many people that he could challenge at this point.
Not on
I guess we'll stay tuned for Friday and find out.
Absolutely. Well, they had the what's that called? The number one contenders match on Raw. Could we have another number one contenders match for on SmackDown? That'd be pretty interesting. And then like who's Nia Jax's next opponent?
Oh, she don't need to be worrying about her next opponent. She need to be worrying about Tiffy. The way she's treating her.
Tiffy time.
Yeah, I don't know. It's lagging. It's time to make a move.
Everything is lagging. I've been saying it for about a month or two that Kofi,
I'll be honest.
that Xavier's going to turn and he keeps flirting with it.
I'll be honest. I'm getting pretty bored watching on certain things.
Look, the War Raiders need to win the tag team titles.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
Get it over with.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's next Monday, right? Is that the match next Monday?
Don't know.
I believe so.
Sure.
Yeah. Who's gonna be when is LA Knight defending his US title? I'm waiting for that. Braun Breaker's Intercontinental Championship. Well, who's gonna be next for him to defend on that one? Like, there's so many unknowns. Yeah, we're only a few weeks away for Survivor Series. I want this to be very, very special, but we'll see. We'll see on that.
It might be, but we're already 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
We'll see what storylines to pick up.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And usually SmackDown is the one that sets that tone, and I can't wait. But Frank, Hector, I appreciate the conversation. I'm loving it. Not much of a takeaway except for karma.
It's a bitch.
Yeah.
Life's a bitch sometimes, you gotta be careful. Be careful what you do because the past might haunt you. And the Miz is getting it, and Roman Reigns is getting it.
Mm-hmm.
Not the same as the Miz, but Roman Reigns is feeling all the stuff he used to do. He's feeling the pain. And will Paul Heyman come to the rescue?
I think we will see him. Just don't know when yet.
He's the savior.
Ooh, who's that in the background? Oh, yeah.
That's Frank.
Yeah.
That's our DoorDash.
Yeah, it's gonna be DoorDash, all right. It's DoorDash.
Anyway, thank you for watching, everyone. Take care. Enjoy some wrestling. And coming up next week, we will have Cody Rhodes on the show with our CEO, Joe Aguirre, as here in Connecticut, December 13th, SmackDown comes to the XL Center in Hartford, Connecticut. So you don't want to miss that interview. So thank you, Frank and Hector. I'm Obi-Wan. Gotta love some wrestling. Enjoy the week, everyone.
Yeah.